is to wake up those men who don't realize that this is an issue that we must support. Because once everybody comes out and we call for the naming and shaming of badly behaved people, when the president of the NBA, when senior members of the who are men come out and say this will not be permitted, you will find out that the perpetrators will recede and continue to recede into the background until they disappear. But when it is only the women who are speaking about this, you find that everybody just says, waiting now don't come again. But so I commit that the NBA, beyond just putting letters or words on paper, at least as long as I'm president, we are going to ensure that implementation will be seen through to the letter. And what do I mean? We must make it uncomfortable. We must make it uncomfortable for people to behave in the manner that, you hear about what happens in the office. And the lawyer is expected to, because she's female, it is just assumed that she's the one that will go to the booker and buy the amala that the men will eat for lunch that day. What are you known for? So it goes beyond sexual harassment. It's just that, that denigration or that condescension that, like I said, as an individual, it is alien to me. So sometimes I don't even see the signs. But we have to remind ourselves to look out for those signs, because some of our female colleagues are really suffering under this kind of treatment. And we must stop it. We must stop it. But having said that, beyond sexual harassment in the workplace is something that we as an association must be seen not to pay lip service to when we say we're going to fight it. Which is why I'm glad that my predecessor in office brought this up and joined the Women Forum to work on it. And today we are launching the policy. I don't want to say too much. Somebody is going to be speaking about the policy itself, so that we understand that a lot of work has gone into this. But we must sit down and think about an implementation methodology. How are we going to set up a team? Are we going to have a watchdog? Are we going to have a watchdog committee that will say, okay, and then whistleblowers. How do we have our whistleblowers? I heard of a lawyer somewhere in Lagos. As soon as his female employee walks into his office, there's a button on his desk. Somebody called me about it. As soon as he presses that button, the latch on the door is locked. She can't leave the office. Somebody reported it to me. My jaw was on. I had to pick my jaw up from the floor. Since she walks into the office and he presses that button, she can't get out. I leave to your imagination all that transpires before the door is finally opened. And this particular lady, I was called and she says she's so traumatized that she got a job in another law firm, and then she decided that, she was so traumatized, even though this law firm wasn't of the same, there was no harassment there. She had been so traumatized that she can't even practice law anymore. She just says, I'm done. So when you hear these things, it's not home video. It is happening. So we need to be able to find a way beyond writing out a policy. How do we implement this? Naming and shaming. We must have the courage to sanction people who are badly behaved. We must have the courage to sanction people who are badly behaved. And the young lawyer, the guys also go through hell at the hands of employers. So it is something that we will pursue. You have my word, you have my commitment that it is something that we'll pursue. Can I leave this for a second and just focus on the Women's Forum and say how glad and how delighted I am as how you have continued to work on your mandate. Thank you very much. This association can only function if its constituent parts are up and doing. And I must thank you. And I must say that I've also been, I've been your cheerleader and I've been batting in your corner because, and I said, there's some of our members here who are members of FIDA and members of OLA. And so when they come to me, I say, look, I'm fine with FIDA and Ola. We'll continue to work with you, but we have the MBA Women's Forum. So, and I'm enjoying the members of FIDA and Ola to find a way to ensure that we are working together, because I say it unabashedly that my attention will be focused on the MBA Women's Forum. So we must find a way to collaborate. So I'm hoping that even in Port Harcourt here, I said to the FIDA leadership coming to Port Harcourt, let's work together. And I'm hoping that that is happening. We all have a different, should I call it jurisdiction, but the MBA, charity begins at home. The MBA must seem to be working with its Women's Forum. And I also, as the women members of the forum, please champion your forum. It is happening to me to still go around and people still need to be told that there is a Women's Forum of the MBA. We must increase the volume. We must let the people know. I'm committed to the Women's Forum, and we will ensure that we want to make it such a way that it doesn't happen again, that somebody will have to talk about reviving the Women's Forum. Let's put it on such a firm footing that it will not be possible for even if succeeding administrations do nothing, the forum will run by itself. You have seen the example of the sections of business law, section on legal practice. They are running semi-autonomous. This forum must be giving that energy. And for the rest of my tenure, you can be sure that I will continue to do that. Beyond writing checks, I will be fully involved. So thank you very much, and I'm sorry I'm taking so much time, but I look forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I know we call him the promise keeper, and he's definitely going to keep his promises. But before we go to the launch itself, I know we are rushed for time. I'm going to quickly call on Professor Oluyemisi Bangboshie to give a very short remark on the journey so far, and then we have Mrs. Ali do a quick review. Then the President will be invited to launch the book or the policy. So please, may I call on the chairperson of the forum to give a quick remark.
Mr. President, Mr. Akpatha, the MBA President, and our General Secretary, Mrs. Odua, Mrs. Ali, learned senior advocates present here, distinguished and eminent ladies at the bar, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I also recognize our male champions that are here. Please, distinguished ladies, please give them a round of applause. I'll just give a quick remark how we came about this policy. And in 2019, during the annual General Bar Conference in Lagos, the issue of sexual harassment came up vividly during the different sessions, and efforts were immediately geared towards looking and ending this horrible practice within the legal profession. And one of the things that the then administration did was to re-inaugurate the Nigerian Bar Association WOMEN.FORUM, which has been in abeyance. And Mr. President, I promise you, the MBA WF will never go into abeyance again. It has come to stay. And immediately after it was re-inaugurated, right from inception, we made the issue of sexual harassment one of our top priorities. And then, coming to the Olu Akpatha administration, immediately he assumed office in 2020. He continued to give us maximum support, and he requested the MBAWF to facilitate the draft of the sexual harassment policy. And to give impetus to do so, we called on our advocacy committee that is led by Mrs. Folashade Ali. This policy, I must say, would not have been possible if not for the firm and undoubting commitment of Mr. Olu Akpatha. I will refer you to something he said during his campaign. And it is very important, because when you are choosing somebody, you must choose somebody who says and he does. Mr. Akpatha, in his manifesto for office for the president, which he titled Making the Bar Work for All, my leadership program of action for the Nigerian Bar Association, he mentioned specifically in chapter 2A 15 the issue of protection of lawyers against sexual harassment in the document. The president at page 7, while making a statement on the welfare of members, said, and I quote, "The promotion of the welfare of Nigerian lawyers is important to the bar, and it therefore promised," I quote again, "I promise a better working condition." As part of his core mandate to lawyers in Nigeria, the president promised, and I quote again, protection of lawyers against sexual harassment. And he further promised that he will do this, and I quote again, by pushing for the NBA to have a sexual harassment policy that every lawyer must adhere to, and by, I quote again, escalating proven cases of sexual harassment by a lawyer against another lawyer to the status of a professional misconduct. People with good intention make promises. People with good character keep them. It's by an unknown author. The launch of the sexual harassment policy at the 2021 64th NBA Annual General Conference is a fulfillment of the words of the president and a pointer to his person. In the NBAWF, we call him what? We call him what?
Wow.
Yes. And with this sexual harassment policy in place, we hope that the issue of enforcement is taken seriously by the NBA. It is the expectation of the NBAWF that the sexual harassment policy will send a strong signal to provide and create a safe, healthy, respectful, and comfortable